One tap creates a virtual wine fine tuner. Another, a coffee refiner. A beauty cream and makeup enhancer.
Wow. Look at your eye.
What a difference.
And with still just a tap, a strength and flexibility harmonizer.
Yeah, I definitely felt something different.
This is the Vitalizer. In the App Store on any smartphone, a simple download that will embed specific frequencies and vibrations into your phone's light photons and sound waves. Calibrations designed to affect taste.
The Vitalizer one is better than the other one, for sure.
Hydration, absorption, feel silkier, and perhaps most incredibly, your strength, flexibility, and energy. Amazing.
Wow. Crazy. Well, salud. I'm loving it.
Go to www.vitalizerapp.com and make your smartphone brilliant.
Does your child learn best when they see and experience information? Is your child smarter than indicated by test results? 3D Learner is an integrated learning program that helps identify your child's strengths and challenges. 3D Learner's individualized program for academic and athletic success will significantly improve reading comprehension, test scores, and self-esteem. Contact 3D Learner today for more information. Call 561-361-7495 to unlock your child's true potential. Visit us at 3dlearner.com or call 561-361-7495. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Well, it's 1 o'clock and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. The team is ready to serve you a huge portion of fun for lunch. So let's break open the lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought, take a seat in the Brooklyn Cafe, and get ready to enjoy the humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of feel-good and happy soup to help your day go by easier and enjoy your break with others around you. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or dream making. It's the feel-good food you need to help that bagel go down nice and smoothly. If you have a story to share, anything that happened at work or play, a movie review, a restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll-free 888-565-1470 right now. So sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe and let Dawn and Freddy S. get your happy juices flowing.
As your body grows bigger, your mind must flower. It's great to learn, 'cause knowledge is power. It's Schoolhouse Rockin', a chip on the block of your favorite Schoolhouse Rock.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. We welcome our friends in South Florida, New York City, Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, never Hawaii.
Maybe Puerto Rico?
Wouldn't it be nice to be?
Do you know what? Soon we're going to have Puerto Rico in our house. Well, our bigger boat, our ark, we'll bring for Puerto Rico. How about that?
Well, I got.
I'll take my big ours and we'll row it out.
I got my niece who apparently has a phone line, not a landline, a phone line. They're pointing at a tower, so I get a report now at 8:30 every night, and it sounds like he's in the next room. So he says, "I don't move the phone. It charges there. He leaves it there. He turns it, and he's been able to call anybody." He tells me they're in bad shape. You know, they're north of Yabucoa, which was ground zero. They're in bad shape because they're in the hills. But he says that they are opening up more stores. They are opening up gas stations. The hour and a half wait, he says, is nothing. They're down to, because what they're doing is they're getting it from gas trucks. They're not putting it into the machines.
Right from the truck. Oh,
so there are trucks showing up. There, as of yesterday, there were 14 ships that came in. They opened up 4 ports. Then this is all secondhand. I don't know, because I don't know how he's getting this information, but this is what he was telling me. The hospital in Humacao is still open. They told him the fuel is on its way. They expect it on Wednesday, with water and supplies to be there on Friday. Yabucoa, that got destroyed, they won't get into that town until maybe Monday. The problem they're having is that they don't know the situation. They're sending helicopters and everything else. You can only do it by so much. But it's better news today.
It is getting better every day
than it was yesterday. So I want to thank you, all of you who have done that. We're going to have a special guest come on here for a Coqui restaurant that is taking in supplies. and one of the owner's daughters is going to call her. She was on Channel 12. Chris Farrell, thank you for sending me that information, my buddy Chris. And she was on there. They are taking stuff in every day until further notice, and she's going to call in and give us that information.
You can find us on 95.3 The Talk, 1470 AM, live streaming on Facebook and Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. And she's going to give us a call. Anyone else, give us a call, 888-565-1470. And I must give a shout out, because do you remember yesterday when I said, wish wisely, and you wished for
yes.
What did you wish for? Water and a van? A truck?
Oh, in the van.
And people kept asking me, did Freddie get the truck? Did Freddie get the truck? And I said, I don't know. Did Freddie get the truck?
Freddie got 4 people that called to help me get a van, 2 vans and 2 trucks so I can get all the supplies and water that is needed. And one of them is a business owner from the Coqui chain. There's a lot more things are coming and helping. And, you know, and again, I'm not saying that the Caribbean is the only place. I know we got hit hard here at home. And I wish those people down at the Keys, I actually was sent pictures from the Keys. Dan, the engineer at Beasley, was nice enough to show me some devastating pictures from the Keys. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
There's just devastation in so many places. You know, we had Jewish Irma hit us. You had Latina Maria hit Puerto Rico. I don't know. Maybe it's a message.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think that...
When you were saying the swells are still there in the water, she may have passed, but as you said, the water is still, the waves... The water swells, it's making it difficult for boats to get in, but they're coming.
Well, listen, I got phone calls from people from Boston today, and this is not a political show, and I'm not here to talk politics. I saw what happened with the NFL. I see what's going on, and I'm not immune to what's going on. We're not stupid people on this stage either. You know, let's give love a chance. You know, instead of having so much hate going on, so much anger, there is so much going on around us. And I wish the people, I have friends in Texas, and they tell me that things are beginning to get to some kind of normal. But these countries that are affected, you're talking about 20 years. This is never going to be normal. The infrastructure, the worst town in Florida is the best town in Puerto Rico. That's the way it works.
That's a whole other story, and I know we had that whole conversation. It's a whole other show, a whole other story.
So let's just stop
But again,
the hate.
it's about the extension and kindness, and thank you to our listeners and our viewers who came forward and offered their van, their trucks to get the pallet of water from... I guess Costco here will get it out to shipment and bring it over to Puerto Rico. Freddie has this deal. For every one in Puerto Rico, he sends 10. So let's keep moving that forward.
Yeah, let's do what we need to do. And the other thing is, you know, kids are going back to school. And we have 3D Learner today. We're going to talk a little bit about education.
Rock. Do you remember that song?
I do.
You know, I was looking through all the Schoolhouse Rock songs last night, and there were so many. And I guess they kept coming out even as I had grown, so I didn't even know some of them. But the constant was the intro, and then the interjections is so funny.
Yeah. Well, I have kids from the 80s, and they totally remember those.
Everyone remembers them. And I think they started in, the 70s, 73, I think I saw the original one was. Incredible. But it's always in your head.
It's that thing about
It's
things.
the visual learner.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about it. I remember I'm just a bill, and the bill is sitting on the steps of Congress, and he's sad, and he's waiting, and we have Connecticut with us. She's laughing. Like,
Connecticut in the house. Why don't you say hello?
Hello, hello.
There you go. You know, the funny thing about, not funny, but what's happening right now is there's a lull. People are sort of catching their breath.
Right.
And trying to get back to normal. And education is upon us again. Kids are going back to school.
However, we just heard a story today.
Yeah.
And I don't think parents realize, and this is what's just coming to my head, and I wish that person were listening to the show right now, that our kids started school. And then they had a big hiatus. And then they got back to school. And there's makeup time. And you know what? All that anticipation from summer to starting school, they're back to the anticipation and the stomach aches.
So are teachers, by the way. They're under a huge amount of stress because they don't know where or what, and they don't know where they left off. And now it's like, you know.
And it's the anxiety. And I know my daughter was doing lesson plans. But as an adult, you know, you push it forward and you work with the kids and you hope that you understand. But the kids, especially the younger ones,
well, and
they have a hard time dealing with it.
And also the kids that learn differently. Also our visual learners have a really hard time because their schedule is thrown off so much. And for them, that disorientation is they're just all out everywhere. So as much as possible, being able to parents have enough on their plate, but being able to try and get them to be able to come back to some semblance of order during their day and calm.
So the first thing I want to talk about while we're in the beginning of the show is where you are located.
So 3D Learner is located right on Power Line in Camino, 7100 Camino Real.
In Boca Raton.
In Boca Raton, right in the center of Boca Raton.
And a little bit like your 30-second elevator speech. So then as we go into it, we don't digress. People understand all of the things that you offer at 3D.
So 3D Learner helps a smart, struggling student succeed in months, not years. Our expertise is the visual learner, the kid who learns best when they see and experience information. We help them with a program that teaches the way they learn with a hands-on approach, improves their attention, their visual processing, their reading comprehension, test scores, self-esteem, and so much more. We also help student athletes succeed, improving their academic and athletic skills. We do brain training, and most of all, we help the parents change their child's life.
Now, I don't want to throw stones, and you say the smart student. There are, in what I don't even want to ask you what qualifies as a smart student, but you will work with those that are not always on the normal.
Our IQ range over the 20 years we've been in business is from 58 to 158. What we define a smart, struggling student at is a student who's operating far below their capacity. So the kid who's intellectually challenged it may be reading at the second grade level in 10th grade, but has a capacity to read at the 5th or 6th grade level.
I just wanted to clarify that. Right. So it's not just the smart, as you would think, is the gifted. You work with children that have special needs. You work with those whose IQs maybe not at the quote-unquote normal level.
Right.
And we work with kids above, and we work with gifted and highly gifted kids.
So everyone is welcome and can benefit with what you offer at 3D.
Well, they also have, and we didn't get to talk about this when you came the last time, but the student athlete.
Yes.
Student athlete has to go to practice hours after school. Every day. And you can't miss practice, because if you miss practice, they throw you off the team. So you got to go to practice. Then you got to go home. You got to shower and eat and do your homework. Sometimes you got to do papers. I remember,
you have to maintain a certain academic rigor now.
Or you're not on the team.
So
I remember as a student athlete, it was twice as hard. But
did you do better with the structure?
Well, hold on.
Or was it too much on your plate?
There were people on the team around me that they couldn't do it.
That's what I'm wondering.
So here's the interesting thing about it. Now, there are some bright kids that just get it, okay? And then let's imagine a kid who learns differently. So reading came hard to him. He has no problems focusing first on certain things, but focusing on schoolwork's a nightmare. And by the way, it comes to the 7th or 8th inning of a game, and he's looking around. And his eyes don't work properly. Now, when he's tracking when he's reading, he misses. And when he's tracking when he's hitting, he's not quite right. And then anxiety kicks in. So what 3D Learner does is we not only teach the way the kid learns, but we improve his attention, his visual or her visual processing, and the ability to handle stress. Okay, so what happens is we've had kids who've gone from hitting 195, which is terrible, okay, hitting 405, having him play in a College World Series, and having his grade point average and SAT scores go up so much that he got a Bright Future scholarship.
It's amazing.
Okay, it just fundamentally changes a kid's life because they're better academically and athletically.
It builds their self-esteem.
Well, it builds their self-esteem.
It builds everything.
Because, Freddy, like you were saying, like you have so many hours in the day, and being able to try and have them think that they're going to learn like everybody else is just... you had enough kids that were on your team that some of them learned better when you gave them the instructions verbally, and some of them did better when you actually had to be able to show them. And then they actually had to do it. I have to feel what that swing is like, right? Well,
the thing is, everyone learns differently. Everyone, whether you're a visual learner, you're an auditory learner, your ability to learn. Freddie and I can sit here with both of you, and what he will take away from this conversation and I will are totally different. Connecticut too. We're all sitting in the same room having the same exact conversation, and we will each share it differently. Yeah.
Go for it.
So I was in the gifted program growing up.
Okay.
I was told that my IQ was between 126 and 131.
Okay.
I was standardized testing. I scored very highly in languages.
Lucky you.
Yes.
I was in honors
Don't I have
classes,
Felicia for it?
Okay. But I was always I never felt that I was smart. I always felt like if I see it, now I know, and I'm a visual learner. If I see it, I'll learn it. So what does that mean about me? What does that say about me that I was in all these little classes? That's cute, and all these programs, but yet I couldn't get it until
and then let alone what that did for you in terms of how you felt about yourself, right? You sort of held back about doing things because I'm not so sure I can do that very well because you're amazing. You're what I'm going to call sort of nothing like bedside diagnosis here, but it's sort of this idea about you're this global learner. You see the big picture, and you needed to be able to have the picture in your head, not to go back to be able to do. And this is what you're talking about, well, we think that because there's so much scientific research about how kids, that they've been able to study, well,
But does it
it's
mean
not-
I'm slow? Does it
no,
mean
it doesn't mean you're slow. It means
Let's
you learn
understand.
differently. You have a creative.
Einstein, Edison, Disney, Schwab, Branson, Spielberg all had this problem.
Is that a problem? Right.
Okay, so let's understand.
You're in good company.
This is a great company to be in. But what schools are forced to do, and I've had principals tell me this, we're forced to label a kid based on what he cannot do in order to get services.
And funding.
The fundamental difference in 3D Learner is we focus on what a kid is good at and his or her abilities and capitalize on his or her strengths.
Because you know what's interesting?
Hold that thought. We need to take this call real quick.
Let's talk about the hurricane.
It's
Hold
Cookie.
that thought. Keep the
Cookie.
picture.
Yeah, we're gonna get right back to it. Who do we have on now?
I think if Cookie, Felicia.
Felicia, you there?
Hi. Hello. Yes, it's me.
How are you, Felicia? Now, Felicia, I got your information through our friend Chris Farrell from Channel 12 News. I know that your mother?
Weatherman?
Your mother was on the news?
No, it was my dad and me.
Oh, you and your dad, okay. And you guys are talking about that you had no information coming out of Puerto Rico and El Coqui restaurant. Where's the Coqui restaurant located?
Well, we're located on 3092 Jog Road, Green Acres, Florida, 33467, and we're on the southeast corner of Jog Road and 10th Avenue.
And you guys are taking donations that are being not only from your store, but from, for what I'm understood, there's 12 or 14 other stores. There's a truck that's picking up the goods?
Yes.
How is that going? Are they getting the supplies sent over? Has a boat? Is it a boat or a plane?
I believe they're sending it by boat shipment. So it's really wonderful because you can see how everyone is cooperating no matter where they're from. It doesn't matter if they're from Puerto Rico. We have received people from Venezuela as well helping us. So it's really awesome to see how everyone is working together to help our island of Puerto Rico.
And what items are you looking for donations?
We're looking for first necessity items, just like diapers, batteries, bottles of water. We're also looking for radios because no one in the island did. So they're looking for stuff like that so they could be aware of what's going on.
So you need battery-powered radios, and yes, Freddy, with the C batteries
Yes.
as well. Don't send the radios like I have at home without the batteries.
Yeah, don't do that. Also, I wanted to ask you, I know that you guys are in touch with the governor's wife, and she's the one that's spearheading this. Is that correct?
I have no information about that. For what I know and understand, we're in partnership with the Green Acres mayor, and he's in touch with the Puerto Rican government right now. I believe Jennifer Gonzalez.
Yes.
She's the head of the Camera of Representatives over there.
Yeah.
So they've been in touch the whole time.
Okay, now, a couple of days ago, 3 days ago, I got a message out of Humacao asking them to send diesel fuel into the Raida, the only hospital that is working on the East Coast. And I was calling to see if you can get that message out to them. But from what I understand, that message was delivered. But if you can do me the favor and just pass that along to the mayor.
Yes, I will tell them. We have been receiving a lot of people asking for to send help to certain counties over there. Especially, we heard about a couple of days ago, this woman came into our restaurant saying that she has to travel this weekend to Puerto Rico because her grandma is really in a bad condition right now, and they need help. And she has an oxygen machine, so it doesn't have electricity, so her life is in danger right now.
Correct. Okay. Well, listen, we're going to keep doing this all week.
And tell us again where the restaurant is located,
where's the restaurant
or people can make
located?
deliveries to.
Yes, the restaurant is located on 3092 Jog Road, Green Acres, Florida, 33467 on the southeast corner of Jog Road and 10th Avenue.
And what is your phone number, please?
Our phone number is 561-642-0204.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Stay in touch with us.
We will be calling you again
No
during the
problem.
week, huh?
Yes, something that they were, before I leave, something they remarked and they keep repeating every day is that for now they're not asking for clothes. only first necessities items.
Okay, that's good to know.
Good to know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
I appreciate it.
All right, Freddie, will you get ready for a commercial break while we finish up this question?
Yes.
As far as the visual learners and the big
Okay,
picture.
so my question for you. So you were identified as gifted, but you never felt like you were...
I was in the program. I was in honors classes.
Right.
I was always in music and art classes. I was always more creative that way.
Right.
And even at work, I'm in radio, and whenever they tell me to do something, I get this look. I get these looks of
Right.
every time I ask them, show me visually, because that's how I learn.
Perfect. Wow.
And then they say, but what? I said, that's how I learn.
Right.
And
So
if you want it done right, that's how I'm going to do it.
Right. And so that you're also in radio, that you figure out how things work because you look at it and try and figure
Visualize
out that sort
That's
of
it.
that pattern and sequencing, and that's exactly right. So lucky for you that you actually obviously had art and music as an outlet. I know that I was lucky enough to be able to have music as my life. The point really is that the fact that you were certainly successful, but as a visual person, and that you now have the words to say, show me how to do something. Think about the poor kid who is in kindergarten, 3rd grade, 5th grade, 7th grade,
But I
that
always
doesn't
wondered-
recognize that they have to be shown how to do it by
So-
just plain given verbal directions.
It didn't work.
Right. So
It's-
even
you need the
audio
variety of
books,
skills. You
So-
need the verbal, you need the visual.
you need hands-on.
But it doesn't mean we're dumb, right?
What we
No, not at all.
More than
Not at
anything,
all.
you're the people that
one of the
change
problems
the world.
one of the problems with visual learners is the doctors don't solve it, the psychologists often miss it, and so it's really up to the parent. And what we feel as 3D learner, it's our job to help every parent understand whether their child is a visual learner. So
So-
we actually offer a no-cost assessment online at 3dlearner.com/assessment, where you can figure out whether your child appears to be a visual learner and whether they have an attention or vision issue.
And if you have any questions while Mira and Mark are on, give us a call at 888-565-1470. Go to 3dlearner.com/assessment for that free online assessment. And we're going to take a quick commercial break.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about the benefits and the reason why you should take advantage of this program, because I think that a lot of people who have asked me as a coach, how do I get my kid here?
Especially now. Now
This is the
the
bridge.
time.
Now is
Now's
the time.
time
You're
to
missing.
act.
You're missing out on this if you don't take notes. All right.
We'll be right back.
Sit back, relax, and breathe while breathing in the benefits of salt in our invigorating Salt Oasis. The Salt Suite of Boca Raton provides 100% natural treatment for sinus, respiratory, and skin conditions. From the adult relaxation lounge to a children's playroom, salt therapy opens up sinuses, lungs, and flushes out allergens and pollutants for all ages. Give us a call at 561-288-0481. Mention the Brooklyn Cafe and receive 2 visits for the price of 1. Call now to book your appointment. 561-288-0481. TheSaltSuite.com.
Do you love the idea of healthy food conveniently delivered to your door? From Jupiter to Miami, Fit Food Fresh delivers convenience in the form of prepared, delicious, healthy meals direct to your home or office. You're never more than 2 minutes away from a nutritious meal made from the freshest quality ingredients and prepared by gourmet chefs. From paleo to vegan, breakfast to dessert, quinoas to quesadillas, Fit Food Fresh has you covered. You can mix and match meals from their entire menu to create your own custom plan based on your nutritional needs and preferences. Find them at fitfoodfresh.com. With no monthly commitment or setup fee, it's easy to try, risk-free. See why Fit Food Fresh is the highest-rated meal plan in South Florida. Visit Fit Food Fresh at fitfoodfresh.com or give them a call at 866-600-4778. That's 866-600-4778.
Sonia Hankin is the confidence expert and passionate guide to men and women who struggle with unworthiness, lack of confidence, and self-doubt. As a holistic psychotherapist and master integrated life coach, Sonia Hankin will help you unlock your confidence so you can make the changes you desire and feel good about yourself no matter what life throws at you. You can work with Sonia via phone, Skype, or in person. Contact Sonia at 954-214-8991. Enough is enough of not feeling good enough. If you want to find your voice and step into your power, call today for a free 30-minute session. 954-214-8991 or visit her at soniahankin.com.
Want to make your smartphone brilliant? One tap creates a virtual wine fine tuner. Another, a coffee refiner. a beauty cream and makeup enhancer.
Wow. Look at your eye.
What a difference. And with still just a tap, a strength and flexibility harmonizer.
Yeah, I definitely felt something different.
This is the Vitalizer. In the App Store on any smartphone, a simple download that will embed specific frequencies and vibrations into your phone's light photons and sound waves. Calibrations designed to affect taste.
The Vitalizer one is better than the other one, for sure.
Hydration, absorption,
Feel silkier.
and perhaps most incredibly, your strength, flexibility, and energy. Amazing.
Wow. Crazy. Well, salud. I'm loving it.
Go to www.vitalizerapp.com and make your smartphone brilliant.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Don and Freddy S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. That's 888-565-1470. Let's reopen the cafe doors. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
Whoops. And we're back. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe.
What
My
was
unicorn,
that?
it's a flying unicorn, literally now.
Yes, it is a flying.
We are 95.3 to Talk and 1470 AM. Find us live streaming on Facebook and Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe TV and give us a call, 888-565-1470. We had Coquille Restaurant located in Green Acres on Jog Road and 10th. They just gave us a call. They are collecting first responding items, which I never even realized there was a label for that. And are things that you need any first response that are critical. Water, food, batteries, radios that work on batteries, even fans that work on batteries, and the batteries, of course. They're not collecting food right now. Currently, it is a first responder. We want them to get in touch. We want the necessities such as food and water, diapers, even adult diapers, formula. And I heard yesterday the idea is to do formula that is already reconstituted. So powdered formula, if they're out of water, is not going to work. Baby formula, the Ensure for
It has
adults.
to be mixed already.
Any sort of
Mixed.
protein, things like that would be greatly appreciated. And that's Coquille Restaurant in Green Acres.
And no clothes. They said that they have too many clothes. They're done with the clothes. And what it is the clothes takes up room on the container.
Right.
So they want to bring in essentials water. And it's becoming a life and death situation.
But we
There's
will
no
keep
water.
you posted on that as we go forward in the week. We've got 3D Learner with us with Mark and Mira Halpert. And now is the time, and I am so glad Banana Dan is with us because Dan has two kids that are school-aged.
Now, I get it. Now, it's a good question. There's a lot of questions that I have because we talked about the sports aspect of this thing. We talked about, I've had coaches come to me, throw tons of money at me, and I says, no, it's not about the money. It's about your getting some information and using your head. Because I could tell you, give me $1,000, $10,000, and it's not going to make a difference. You have to buy into this program. This is not just tutoring.
No.
This is a whole different ball of wax going on here. You got to put your hands around this.
And we talk about movement.
Right. So movement turns out to be, sort of starting all the way back from when kids were infants. So they're going, well, they didn't crawl when they were 6, 8 months old, but my kid's 14. What am I going to do now? And it's really fascinating. You'd be amazed at how hard it is for them to be able to cross this imaginary midline. So the right side of our brain controls the left side of your body, right? And the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body. So when you do something across
Symmetry,
this
the midline?
you'd be amazed at how hard sometimes that is for kids to be able to do. So the old idea of doing patty cake, right, of going across the midline, of being able to have them do something. I can do it with Mark on the camera where we're doing it like this. Or you give a kid a high five, they all of a sudden want to go this way,
Or if I go like this.
right? Their eyes.
You know that game? Oh, we can play this trust game
play
with
the
the
trick game.
mousetrap, Freddie.
No, not that one.
No, we're not going. But
mouse.
what happens is, by the way, what happens is with a left brain learner, like take a lawyer you might know, who processes information like we used to download Word documents when 56K modems were around, just downloads real fast. The visual learner uses two sides of their brain when they're processing information. So therefore, they have to be able to exchange the information between the two sides to be efficient and effective.
You know what's interesting? I think the visual learner, as you're saying that, it takes longer to process.
Yes, but
And
you
I'm thinking
visual
about my
picture,
daughter,
right?
and when I ask her something, and other family members, we get this look.
Right.
And we used to call her Chelsea 3 times because it would take 3 times to say something before she would actually reply. And at the time, I was thinking she wasn't listening. But now that I'm listening to you, I'm thinking maybe she was processing so that Chelsea 3 times would still call her that at 25.
She may actually be processing faster,
She's processing.
but she's processing a ton more information, and then has to integrate it. So it takes her longer on the elapsed time frame to get from point A to point B. But when she understands something, the magic of a 3D learner being taught the way they learn is when they get it, and they get it forever.
Well, and it's why you use sports or athlete or movement when you're trying to teach kids something.
That's right.
Who said you have to be able to do spelling words and write them 3 times?
You know what would be great? Dan, this game...
Useless.
And then I am the worst speller in the history of
this
man.
game would be great for the 3D learner because you have to cross, and the clown
What
you
game?
have, Dan, with the beanbags,
Right.
you have to cross the midline and
do it all the
throw in
time.
symmetry.
Right.
They have to throw the balls at this to knock them down. It's the eye tracking movement. It's the
Right.
eye-hand
It's
coordination
following.
of getting it. It's our carnival that we're going to do.
Well, let me
Well,
ask
the
you.
problem is these carnivals went away, and
Yes, because everyone
Sure.
sits on their
And so did
iPads.
the playgrounds.
So did
Yeah.
swings
That's
and
it.
all
Yes.
of these things.
So
that
Freddie,
we
you're
read.
going to...
Let me ask you a question. You got a kid and he's in school and he's having issues going to school, wanting to go to school.
Happens every day.
In my small world, every time I was approached with that situation, there's something going on upstairs.
Always.
Upstairs that the
Always.
parents, because they're too close,
They're
sometimes
frustrated.
you're too close to the flame, you can't see, but there's something going on in there. So my question is this. You're offering a free
Assessment,
Assessment.
3dlearner.com/assessment.
Yes.
So if that situation arises, and don't tell me out there that you don't have, there's nobody out there that has this situation. They should bring them in and let's talk
Absolutely.
about it.
Or they can do the
Well,
assessment online.
Here's what happens. There are a couple of things. One, they can do the assessment online and then give us a call and we'll discuss it. We
At
give a free
561-361-7495, and we'll talk over each other.
So 561-361-7495 is our number. But what happens is the best way to see what happens with 3D Learner, one, we do a Parent Success University event. We're doing one next Saturday morning, October 7th, from 10 to 12 at Patch Reef Park. And it's going to be focused on middle and high school kids because these are the kids that are missed. The other thing we do is we actually offer a focus assessment for only $97 where parents can come in. We can assess their kids' reading comprehension. Now, I will tell you this. My first 2 kids, when they were in 8th grade, my son was 4 years ahead of grade level and my daughter was 3 years behind.
Same
Okay?
diet, same house.
Same life, okay? The thing about it is schools don't measure reading comprehension level and they miss it, okay? 2, vision problems are sometimes denied, like they don't really exist. When you see our assessment, which is actually, they look like virtual reality glasses. They have 2 sensors over the eyes. It shows you exactly how a kid's eyes track when reading. And there's actually a video of that on 3dlearner.com/focus-assessment. And then we measure the kid's attention. And parents are shocked that their kid often learns differently because probably 80 to 90% of the smart, struggling students learn differently. 2, over 70% of them have this visual perception problem. They skip words and lines when reading, and parents will ask the kid, "Why didn't you tell me that?" And the kid goes,
They didn't realize it.
"I thought everybody did."
And it's as when your kids
good
first
point.
need glasses and they go to school and they're assessed and you realize they can't see and you say, why didn't you say anything? Because they didn't realize. To them, that is
Okay.
normal.
I needed glasses. I didn't want to wear them.
But glasses,
Well, that's
glasses
a
help
whole
you
nother-
magnify the situation. They don't help the two. They don't necessarily help the 2 eyes to team together when they're reading. So they're very helpful, but they're not sufficient to make the kid a really efficient and effective reader.
Right, so that's not always a thing, right? Parents will say, well, my kids' eyes were tested, they're 20/20, and quite honestly, 20/20 was a chart that was used in the Civil War. It's an
Developed for
acuity piece. It's not whether they're working together. You know, I'm so very right-handed, and when you go to be able to lift something up and you lift up the right side really a lot easier than the left, and you sort of wonder, oh, I guess I need to strengthen this. Well, that's what's happening with your eyes, and nobody
Exactly.
knows that. until, I mean, sometimes I have a situation for me personally, my right eye is so much stronger and the brain says, forget the information that's coming in from your left side, let's just use the right side. Sure. And kids don't know that. You're absolutely right. I'm supposed to see it that way.
Because you don't realize, because that's your normal.
Right.
Well, people start also, I know kids will create shortcuts. All of a sudden, things that don't make sense is making sense to them because they're trying to comprehend what they're doing. And these shortcuts are short-lived. And the grades begin to suffer. And then once the grades begins to suffer, then the attention begins to suffer.
But here's the key. So you have all these kids suffering. Some of them may be diagnosed with learning disabilities or dyslexia, and they're given these phonics-based programs, which I'm going to teach you how to sound it out. And I'm going to tell you, when I graduated from Hebrew school, I was a superstar. Okay, I could read so fast. I was amazing. Had no clue what I was reading. That happens to a lot of kids. We've had kids who are reading at the 10th grade level in 10th grade. Good. Comprehending at the 2nd grade level.
That was my problem.
But that's it. You can read the words, you memorize them.
I couldn't memorize a damn thing.
3D learner teaches kids how to do both.
You know what I want to ask also in Esau? Was English your first language or second? I know I'm not making fun of you. I'm truly asking.
My first language.
Was your first
but my
language.
parents were Spanish.
Yes.
But they forced us to learn English. It was the opposite. They didn't want us learning Spanish. They wanted us learning English.
But when you went home at night, you spoke Spanish or English?
English.
So was it hard for them to communicate? I'm just thinking.
They were learning from me.
That's good.
It's a whole
It's a challenge, by the way, for the Spanish-speaking parents sometimes to help their kids. We've had a lot of Spanish-speaking parents.
Wait till everyone from Puerto Rico moves to South Florida.
You know what? They're more than welcome to come
And you guys
here.
have such a market to help everyone
we
reprocess.
help them because, like, we're going back to that downloading pictures. You have to know what something means, all right? Just because I can decode the word PEN and know that pen, that's really nice. But if I don't know what it is and or what it does, and for the really creative right brain learner, that can do a lot more things than just write.
And you think about the anxiety. We talked about going back to school and the kids who don't want to go to school.
They don't want to go to school because they're being taught to do something. Would you want to go to some place where, one, you pick up nonverbal signals, the look on the teacher, like, oh, here she goes again. She thinks I'm not bright, or and any other thing, or other kids that may start to make fun of you. The challenge is, why would you want to keep doing something over and over and over again if you're not good at it in the first place, and they're going to just make you do it 3 times?
But here's the difference with 3D
and
learning.
you make yourself physically ill.
We were developed for our daughter. The program was developed by Mira for our daughter who was told she wasn't college material, and she made 4.2-year gains in her reading comprehension in 7 months.
Right.
She did wind up in the principal's office for cheating.
Because they thought that there was no way someone could make that kind of progress.
Could make those gains. So what we help people do, which is, people say it sounds too good to be true, but it's happened a couple of thousand times, so it's real, is you can help a kid make gains in months, significant gains in months, not years, because if you teach the kid the way the kid learns, you engage him in the process, you improve his visual processing, you improve his attention, and you set goals with him like, would you like to have a scholarship to go to college, or would you like to flip hamburgers for 4 years?
Remember the speed reading where you would just go down the middle of the page?
Right. Yeah,
it's not what we do.
That's not this. And that's what people think that it's, no.
It's
being able, but it's taking the voice out of reading. There are a lot of people that, you taught to read and read out loud. Okay, now kids, you're supposed to read silently. So they're still reading every word silently, where really, if it goes directly from your eyes to your brain, that you visualize what those are.
And how often do you see people read and move their mouth?
Oh, all the time, every day.
Why?
Because they were taught to read by sounding out.
Yes.
And here's the problem. We had a kid a couple of years ago. This is one of our angles. It's not the traditional 3D learner, but it's what's called our brain training program. We're improving kids' attention, vision, and reading comprehension, speed and comprehension. He was a good student, but he was reading tortuously slowly. He was reading 125 words a minute. If you read 125 words a minute, you think you're going backwards. Okay? We were able to get his reading speed up to 300 words per minute while increasing his comprehension. Okay. So what happened to him is, somebody says, well, you need to accommodate. No. You can accommodate that problem, or you could actually improve the results.
That's right.
But you said something initially, right at the top of the show, about the fact that parents have to be all in. We have to change the mindset of parents about the fact that these kids may not think like you do. Right, and they
or they may,
You know,
we say every year you have to accept those faults that we have in ourselves and our children, and let's change the culture. Give out your number again. We're going to go to commercial break. We come back. We're going to talk about the parents again.
561-361-7495, and for the assessment, 3dlearner.com/assessment.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Give us a call, 888-565-1470, and we will be right back.
Sit back, relax, and breathe while breathing in the benefits of salt in our invigorating Salt Oasis. The Salt Suite of Boca Raton provides 100% natural treatment for sinus, respiratory, and skin conditions. From the adult relaxation lounge to a children's playroom, salt therapy opens up sinuses, lungs, and flushes out allergens and pollutants for all ages. Give us a call at 561-288-0481. Mention the Brooklyn Cafe and receive 2 visits for the price of 1. Call now to book your appointment. 561-288-0481. TheSaltSuite.com.
Rochelle Schwartz is a certified emotional relationship coach who's been trained and certified by the world-renowned Ford Institute and has been facilitating coaching workshops for 17 years. She specifically works with women in their 50s and beyond who are ready for radical self-care, powerful and loving relationships, including relationships with themselves and others. Certified in Healing Your Heart, Future Focused, Courage, Blueprint, and Best Year of Your Life. An integrative leader, Rochelle has also been featured on The Oprah Winfrey Show and in numerous magazines, newspapers, and other local TV shows. You'll walk away with more happiness, freedom, and love. Rochelle is your secret agent of change. Contact her directly at CoachRochelle@Comcast.net or online at www.RochelleSchwartz.com. Or you can call her at 954-464-7017. That's 954-464-7017.
Does your child learn best when they see and experience information? Is your child smarter than indicated by test results? 3D Learner is an integrated learning program that helps identify your child's strengths and challenges. 3D Learner's individualized program for academic and athletic success will significantly improve reading comprehension, test scores, and self-esteem. Contact 3D Learner today for more information. Call 561-361-7495 to unlock your child's true potential. Visit us at 3dlearner.com or call 561-361-7495.
Health and Vitamin Concepts can help balance you through an innovative, non-invasive biomeridian assessment that measures the energetic properties of your body and naturally corrects the imbalances. Offering a complete thyroid, hormone, and nutritional profile, Health and Vitamin Concepts identifies the specific vitamins and herbs in the exact amount your body needs. Call for more information, 561-392-8448, or visit online at healthandvitaminconcepts.com. If you're ready to have more energy, better health, and a greater sense of well-being, make an appointment today at Health and Vitamin Concepts in Boca Raton at 7152 Barracassa Way. Call 561-392-8448. That's 561-392-8448.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Don and Freddy S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. That's 888-565-1470. Let's reopen the cafe doors. Now, back to Don and Freddy S.
And Mom Online.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe. Give us a call, 888-565-1470. We've got Mom Online with us on 95.3 FM to talk, 1470 AM. Hey, Mom Online, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm picking up another gift certificate for you for a free microdermabrasion from Aaron Blazer, who was on yesterday. So I'm going to get that for you this week.
You. Thank you.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to put an intro music segment for Mom Online. A little jingle. Mom Online, Mom Online. You know what
Mom Online needs business cards. Mom Online, we need to get her some of the information on your assessment as well for 3D Learner. She can give out little packages.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Little baggies. Like to
That'd
go,
be the
you know,
best.
like
We could
party
do-
bags. You can do a birthday parties.
We could do a Mom Online carousel.
The bags have a clown on it?
The bags
She
have
can
a
join
clown
us
on
for
it.
wine on
For
wine.
wine and wine.
Tell Mom
absolutely.
Online about wine on wine.
So
Wine and wine.
I've been wanting to do this for a number of years because I know that there are lots of moms, whether they're working out of the house moms or they're working even harder in the house moms, to be able to come and join us for wine and wine, which again is picture of the different kinds of words, right? Wine, which is WHINE. We have certainly enough to do about, but to be able to connect with other people that are going through the thing. And oh, by the way, we can sit and calmly and connect with wine.
Wine, women, and wine?
Wine, women, and wine.
Wine, women, and
women
wine.
and wine and wine. And we're doing it at the 3D Learner office on October 7th.
No.
Oh, sorry, October
12th.
12th. Sorry, a Wednesday night. October 12th from 7 to 9. It's free for people to come and connect and
the
make
premise
friends.
is to...
The premise is just to be able to make connections
unwind.
and unwind and be able to make connections and be able to, you know, what's
I'm thinking of
how can we
Sesame
help?
Street. Here's my visual learner. And this show brought to you by the letter W.
I remember
Sorry.
that.
That is how my brain
But
works.
you can also go to 3dlearner.com events, and it's on there to be able to come. Again, you know, it's free. We'd love to have you sign up in advance and tell your Facebook friends and anyone else, Mom Online, because we really want to be able to make this an event every month, to be able to make it bigger and bigger, to have moms be able and women be able to connect, not necessarily just business connect, but just being able
We'll
to
have to
connect
get
and
some flyers
unwind
from you so we can give them to Mom Online. Mom Online, do you know the premise of Mom Online?
Nope.
She's on school pickup line. She's picking up her sons. And while she's waiting in line, she's listening and watching our show. And she gets out of her car and she goes to the car in front of her and she asks them a question. If they get the answer right, then they have a giveaway, whether it's a discount or a 2-night stay to a hotel, a shirt, whatever we've got from our sponsors. Is what Mom Online does.
That's awesome.
She engages another mom. What do you have? Yeah, I thought you said something.
Say something to my son.
Okay,
okay.
so what do we got to give away today?
Mom Online, what do we have today?
I have a T-shirt from Salvatore Principe, or I have a complimentary house wine from Harvest Seasonal Grill.
All right, so what do you want to do? You want to give out the wine with the shirt?
Yeah, let's do both.
Let's do wine with the shirt.
Let's put the wine with the shirt.
We're in the giving mode today.
And we're going to ask Mark and Meredith a question that people should be able to answer. We want success.
Yeah, don't make it
Mom
too hard.
Online's going to get out of her car. She's going to go to the car in front of her, and while she's walking, you come up with a question.
Okay.
Something simple. Don't get too complicated. You know.
What color is the gray shirt Freddy's wearing?
That's right. That's about it. That's about the right speed on this thing. It's funny. This started out as a small...
How about can children learn differently?
Okay.
Or do all children learn the same if we put a positive spin to it?
Well, sort of, right.
What about how many stars are there on the flag?
How about that? We did that once already.
Did we?
Yeah.
We did?
How many stripes? Well,
We
How,
go with the
how many
stripes.
stripes are there on the flag? That's difficult. I don't know
many
that.
stripes?
I don't know that.
13.
13 is the original
13.
colony.
How many stripes on a flag
Do you
is
not
good?
know Schoolhouse Rock, 13 original colonies?
Hey, by the way, in honor of the flag, which we all should be honoring.
Yes.
How many?
How many stripes?
are there?
How many stripes are there
All
on
right,
the
Mom
flag?
Online, the question is, how many stripes are on the American flag?
Okay, so is that my question?
That's
Yes.
your question.
And if they need a hint, it's the number after 12.
It's the number that's
original
least
colonies.
used.
My birthday.
They're not going to know your birthday.
No, I'm telling her.
No, she knows.
Okay. So I walked over to a car. Are we ready?
We're
Yes.
ready.
We have a question?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. How are you? I'm on the phone with a radio station called the Brooklyn Cafe TV. No, don't get nervous. Don't get nervous.
Play a sound effect. Play a sound
I
effect.
do this.
The running of the herds.
We are on 95.3 FM and 1470 AM, and we also live stream on Facebook. So after this, you can listen to us. Come on, it's just a really easy question, okay?
It's a simple question. Don't worry about it. What is
her
your name?
Okay, so we're going to have to start with your name. Oh, come on, I have a free T-shirt for you. No? Are you sure? They can't see you.
We cannot see
No?
you.
Okay, should I go to another car?
You can go to another
Go to
car.
another car.
Dan, what
Okay,
school is she at?
Sunset
Bye.
Palms.
Okay, that's okay.
She got nervous.
She's too shy.
And you, too, would have won $1 million today.
You're so funny. So you've got 2 events coming up. You've got Saturday, October 7th.
October 7th.
I actually know her, and she's shy.
October
You
7th.
know them and she's dying?
Well, she goes to another car. I want to promote their events again.
Saturday, October 7th from 10 a.m. to noon at Patch Reef Park.
And that's for middle school and high
That's
schoolers.
a middle and high school, how to help your child go from stress to outrageous success.
And then on Wednesday, October 12th, you've got Wine, Women, and Wine.
Wine, Women, and Wine.
And for one other thing, for people that want to, they can call us at 561-361-7495. We're actually also starting a SAT and ACT course next week, October 8th.
All right, Mom Online, you're at the next car?
I've actually, this is really funny because I've walked over to 3 moms and I've already talked to all 3 of these moms. And I just noticed one of them got a really pretty haircut. I'm like, oh, your hair looks so
She
pretty.
got a pretty haircut. Hey, Mom, it's only a 10-minute.
So did I.
It's only a 10-minute segment, Mom. We're gonna run into the next show.
I know, I'm sorry it's taking so long.
Let's find the principal.
Can I ask her a quick question and then, because I know you guys want to go on with your show.
Yes, that'd be great.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So here we are again. How are you? Again, my name is Elisa.
I love this
Hi,
lady.
how you doing?
She's having the best
Say
time.
hi to everyone. Hello, how's everyone?
She gets it.
Can they hear us?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
How you, how you doing?
Elisa has a question for somebody.
Wait a minute. What is the name of the someone?
Who are we talking to, Elisa?
My name's Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Catherine, we need you to put your radio on 95.3 FM to listen to the show because you're on the radio. You don't have to do it right now, but
When you get back to your car.
there'll be a quiz at the end of this. And then we're going to ask you a question, and if you win, you get the right answer, then you win a prize.
Yes.
You got to lay it out.
Okay.
All right, so the question is,
How many stripes are on the American flag?
Between 12
Do,
14.
do, do, do.
it's between 12 and 14.
Did you hear she answered?
What's she saying?
I said 13.
You are a winner! And what do we have for the winner today, Mama Line?
I have for you today, I have a shirt from one of the artists from the Heart of Delaware Gallery from Salvatore Principe. This is for you. And I also have for you a complimentary house wine from the Harvest Seasonal Grill. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being on the radio with me.
Thanks, Mom Online.
It's
Thanks, Catherine.
95.3. And listen, Mama Online, I'm going to invite you. We have a new segment starting on Friday. You want to say real quick the segment on Friday, the school?
We have Salt Academy. I don't know if it's a segment. We're going to be here.
Salt
the whole
Academy
program
is
at
gonna
Salt
be-
Academy.
uh-huh.
Our whole production internship program with the kids at Salt Academy from 2nd through 8th grade. So you'll be able to catch part of their show on the Brooklyn Cafe TV as well as on AMP.
And they're going to want to come down and take pictures with you, Mama Online. So if you
bring
can
the
make
boys.
it,
Oh, that would be great.
if you can make it, it's between 9:30 and 11
9:30 and 11.
at the gallery, at the Heart of Delray Gallery. You come down, take a picture. We're going to put it on Facebook and
They
everything
can't
else.
wait to make some signs, Dan, and put them out front.
will be
Freddie
there.
says, Mom, call me, watch me on TV. They're going to go right outside Sal's window.
We're doing a
With
huge
signs.
production with this stuff, and you'll be part of that. And then we're going to get you a shirt to wear. We're going to dial you all up to
You
go
look
with your
like a
great
banana.
haircut.
Perfect.
Thanks, Mom Online.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So now I have a question for you. Can you picture her online walking?
Absolutely.
Like,
Oh,
okay.
ask you.
Me? Absolutely. Do you know what happened to me? I stood in the line without a car because I couldn't pick my kids up unless I was in the line.
So you stood in line.
So I stood in line.
So,
That's what
no,
said,
I'm
you
just
can't do
saying
that.
right now, picturing in my head, I have no idea what she looks like. I can just sort of picture her going up to
I
the
look at
cars and
Dan
hanging out. Oh, okay.
because that's his wife, and I put a dress on him.
It's not his daughter, it's his wife. Maybe
It's
they
his
don't look
wife.
anything
I look
alike.
at Dan.
But, so Mark is not a visual learner. He is actually really a mathematical whiz, and numbers are.
I know
what he
3D. I know some people
visualized.
at 3D learning to help
Okay.
you.
So do you picture? You don't necessarily picture.
Do I what?
You're right. Well, the point really is that when we've done this sort of quick quiz question to parents. It's really funny and talk about an aha moment. I had a mom in our office a couple weeks ago, and I said, well, do you picture? She goes, of course I do. And I said, so what happens when I say the word book? What comes to your mind?
Pages.
What comes to your mind?
A book? A
Right?
hardcover?
You totally
A
see
book.
the totally picture of it, right?
Most
see
teachers
pages.
see
Most
B-O-O.
Okay.
Carol, what
And
do you
I-
see?
I see a cloth-bound red book, a red
Right,
cloth-bound book.
exactly.
How about you?
What do you see?
Dan? a
Right,
book.
so we're in
By
the
the way,
midst of
I see
lots of
pages.
artists.
Can I-
and pages
There's something
of-
wrong with me. I see
No.
pages.
Can I say, okay, one thing I want to say is
You're just not complete.
If people go to our website, they'll see this. But the 3 questions we often ask kids is, do you remember places visited even from years ago?
Yes.
And the
I
response
do.
we get from parents is,
Oh, my
I asked my
goodness.
kid that problem. He can remember things from when he was 3
But he
or
can't
4.
remember to pick up his
Cannot
shoe.
remember to bring his lunch up. 2, does your kid learn best when they see an experience? They go, yeah, he's a Legos kid, or he can pull things apart. And 3, is your kid a lot smarter than their present results would indicate? And those 3 questions turn out to be very revealing.
And if you've answered yes to any or
Any
all
of
of
them.
those questions, contact 3D Learner at.
Because it's so
561-361-7495, or if you'd like to, even more productive, is take the assessment online at 3dlearner.com/assessment with your child, because you'll be surprised by some of the answers. And then call us at 561-361-7495.
You know what, Freddie? We should take the assessment.
No, because I'm afraid.
I can't wait to take it myself.
Hey,
By
listen,
the way,
Please do.
everybody is welcome to take it. There is no wrong answers on this question. This is not a question of intelligence.
Do you
It's-
get the results emailed
we get the
to you,
result.
or do we
So
get
just
them?
understand this.
Both.
Just let me understand. You get immediate feedback. We get the results instantaneously. And if you took the test right now at 1:58 and hit the button, you could call us right away and we'll go over the results with
How
you.
long is the test?
The test takes about 15 minutes, and there's no pain but a tremendous amount of gain.
No pain, but a lot of
Do you
gain.
know that a great coach, I don't want to tell you who he is, once told me in an interview that the reason that the teams are better, even though everybody has the same number of players, and of course the quality of play makes a difference, is because they understand the process. And I think that if you want your child to learn and do better, and you understand this process, understand the process, not just do the process.
understand what
Understand
your child
the
is
As
going
a
process.
through.
parent as well.
Oh,
I've had
absolutely.
friends who say when they come to our presentations, it changed the way they operated that night,
Right.
and they were that much more effective as a parent because they never understood their child before.
You know what they say in yoga, if you can take it off the mat, if you can take what you learned from 3D Learner Assessment and put it in the rest of your life, it's a win-win for everyone.
All right.
Thank you, Mira and Mark and 3D Learner.
We
Thank
always
you,
run out of
Elisa.
time on this thing.
And Mom Online, Carol, as always. It's a pleasure.
Carol.
Welcome home. And Dan, Banana Dan, you took the peppers off the table. Have a
right.
great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Be kind to each other.
Absolutely.
And
Don't be late.
bye-bye.
By the way,
Well, that's about it for today, and even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1 p.m. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. Although today's show was live, you can follow the cafe on Facebook at Brooklyn Cafe. To rewatch every minute of the show, call 866-224-5422 to talk with Dawn and Freddie S. after the closing, or to leave an order for fun for the next show.